Welcome to day 2. It's been a great day yesterday. I hope you all enjoyed it and had a lovely evening last night. Good morning, everyone. My name is Leanne Stroman and I'm the Chair of the Conference Reference Committee and a member of the FRSA Board. And I'll be guiding you through today's proceedings. I'm so grateful for Colin Hunter Jr.'s generous welcome to country yesterday, and I'd like to acknowledge that we're gathering on the lands of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. I pay my respects to elders past and present and all First Nations people in the room today. We're on the land of Naarm in Melbourne. I'm delighted to welcome you to day 2 of the FRSA National Conference. We have a fine lineup of speakers this morning, and it's a privilege to be able to introduce them. Before I do that, however, I'd like to acknowledge our conference sponsors who really help us to bring this event to you. Our partners, Department of Social Services, Attorney General's Department. I'd like to welcome all the departmental staff that have been here yesterday and today in attendance. To our gold sponsors, Uniting Counselling and Mediation and Uniting Care. Silver sponsors, Drummond Street Services, Relationships Australia and Catholic Care Sydney, thank you. Our mobile office sponsor, Anglicare Australia. Conference app sponsor, Mallee Family Care. Wi-Fi sponsor, Interrelate. Family law, pre-conference workshop sponsor, Anglicare WA. Lanyard sponsor, CSNet. And our reciprocal sponsor and exhibitor, the Australian Institute of Family Studies. Thank you, all of you. It wouldn't be possible without all of you helping us to do that. Our first presentation today, we're starting with a pre-recorded message from the Attorney General, Honourable Mark Dreyfus, King's Counsel MP. The Honourable Mr Dreyfus was appointed Attorney General of the Commonwealth of Australia on the 1st of June 2022, and boy did he get straight to work. He's a strong advocate for social justice and believes in creating a sustainable economy and environment for future generations. And while the Attorney General is not here today, let's thank him and give him a round of applause. Thank you.
Good morning, delegates and honoured guests. I'm honoured to be invited to take part in the Family and Relationship Services Australia 2024 National Conference. The theme of this year's conference, Valued Now and Into the Future, strikes a strong chord with the government as a partner with you in supporting families in need. Unfortunately, Parliament is sitting this week, so I'm unable to join you in person. However, I'm delighted to be able to address the conference today. I begin today by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the lands on which we meet and pay respects to their elders past and present. I also extend that respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people here today. I respectfully acknowledge the Wurundjeri, Woiwurrung and Bunurong Boonwurrung peoples of the Kulin Nation, the traditional owners of the land on which you are gathered this week in the beautiful city of Melbourne. I'd like to extend my acknowledgement and appreciation to all of the speakers who have demonstrated their willingness to share their expertise and practice approaches to supporting Australians in need, including the Chair of the Family and Relationship Services Australia Board, Teresa Jayet, and my colleague and Minister for Social Services, Amanda Rishworth. I recognise the important ongoing work of Family and Relationship Services Australia for the support they provide to the sector, their annual stewardship of this conference, and for providing you all with the opportunity to meet, collaborate and share your knowledge. I also want to acknowledge everyone here today for the role you play in providing essential support for so many families. Your professionalism, commitment and care are so important to people facing uncertain futures and challenging situations. Family separations, in particular, are acknowledged as some of life's most stressful events, and having somewhere to turn for support and guidance is critical. As we meet today, one of this government's major reforms to the Family Law Act are just over a week old. Commencing on 6th of May 2024, these reforms delivered once-in-a-generation changes to how post-separation parenting arrangements are settled. I'm proud to say that these hard-won reforms are a significant step towards implementing key reforms proposed by the Australian Law Reform Commission in 2019. Reforms of this scale are not easy, and this government remains committed to ensuring that the best interests of children are paramount when determining post-separation arrangements. The Family Law Act now includes a new list of factors that a court must consider when determining the best interests of a child, including the safety of the child and people who care for the child, including any history of family violence, the views of the child, the developmental, psychological, emotional and cultural needs of the child, the capacity of persons with proposed parental responsibility to provide for the needs of the child, the benefits to the child from maintaining a relationship with significant persons where this is safe to do so, and anything else relevant to the particular circumstances of the child. As we know, only a small number of separations are finalised through the courts, which means the majority fall outside of this system. This means many arrangements are made through less formal processes, freeing up valuable court time to focus on the most complex and intractable cases. Because of this, we know the family law system cannot function without the people in this room. Separating families rely on you providing family dispute resolution, counselling, education and referrals, and facilitating children's well-being and contact with their parents or other significant people in their lives after a separation has occurred. While these reforms will shape decisions made in the courts, they will also shape the services you provide. The repeal of the presumption of equal shared parental responsibility will create more realistic expectations around the best post-separation arrangements for children. I know this will have implications for you, but I'm confident you're up to the challenge. The best interests of the child is an objective which is already deeply entrenched in the services you provide to the community. I want to express my appreciation for anyone attending today who contributed to these reforms and provided input to the consultation process supporting a second tranche of reforms with a focus on the property framework. I'd now like to take some time to talk about the Metcalfe review of the Family Relationship Services Program, the FRSP, the outcomes of which I know you are eagerly awaiting. I'm greatly heartened to hear that you've generously opened your doors to Mr Metcalfe as he has made visits to services around the country to hear firsthand the views and experiences of people working directly with families. The family law system is more effective because of the range of services which exist to support people outside the court system. Ensuring that this remains the case is very important. Since the program was first established 20 years ago, we've seen many challenges. We will continue to see changes and challenges in our society, in our work, our homes and our lives. Governments must be agile in their response to these issues, and we should have structures which allow those working in partnership with us to be equally agile. As a key set of supports enabled by the Family Law Act, FRSP services must support the best interests of children. Many of the services you provide require significant effort to encourage people to put their own issues aside and focus on the needs of their children. While sometimes taxing, this is essential work to protect children. Where safe and appropriate, the voices of children can and should be heard in settling post-separation arrangements. Children's rights must be heard in matters affecting them so they understand how they were considered in decision-making. Experience in comparable jurisdictions shows parenting arrangements are more successful where they have had a child's input. Of course, where it is neither safe nor appropriate, services are guided by existing practice, depth of experience, and your professional skills to support the best outcomes. The families your services support are diverse. I know the commitment you demonstrate to meet the needs of those families and the sensitivity of their circumstances promotes just and fair outcomes. The data shows many of the families your services support have safety risks that must be addressed before services can be safely provided. Adequate protection for children and adults as they engage with and progress through government services remains key. Children's contact services, just as one example of the FRSP, are an example of the efforts required to support physical and psychological safety for children while supporting them to maintain a connection with significant family members following separation. Finally, the process needs to be as simple as possible so people are able to get the help they need. I know the review will keep these principles in mind as it considers how the FRSP continues to best meet these objectives into the future. I look forward to receiving Mr Metcalfe's review. As I said in the House of Representatives when introducing the Family Law Amendment Bill 2023, the family law system has a fundamental impact on the lives of many Australians. The government is committed to ensuring it is safer, more accessible, simpler to use, and delivers justice and fairness for all Australian families. These objectives have not changed. We are continuing to work on reforming the property framework under the Family Law Act. We are rebuilding several sets of regulations which support the Family Law Act, where these will otherwise sunset in 2025, and we are committed to commencing work to build data necessary to complete the statutory review of the parenting reforms to the Family Law Act. This work has obvious relevance for participants in this conference. There will be more opportunities to engage in public consultations and share your views and experience as this work progresses. This is an important time for the family law sector. The sector itself is broad and encompasses many different elements from the courts, the legal profession, and of course the many frontline services and staff making the difficult process of separating more manageable. While I could not do justice to all of the important issues that I know are being addressed in your sector today, the enduring collaboration and collective knowledge that exists is a testament to the sector's commitment to helping people in need. I congratulate you on your efforts and look forward to continuing to work with you into the future. Thank you again for your commitment to the sector and the vital contributions you make to the lives of Australian families. Enjoy your time at the FRSA 2024 National Conference.
While the Attorney-General was unable to join us in person today, we are grateful for his message and strong support for the FRSA National Conference, and without doubt the best interest of the child is essential to the work that we all do, and we all look forward to the positive outcome of that review and that will have towards helping the Australian people.